Hey everyone, it's Sydney. I know it's been a very long time since we've talked. Um, I didn't intentionally go on hiatus. Um, I don't know, life comes at you fast, and sometimes you don't even realize what's going to happen. So I just wanted to come on here, talk a little bit with you just on some things that have been kind of happening with me. I started a whole new career, a whole new job, meeting all these amazing, beautiful people. Um, I've gotten very much closer to understanding my gender identity as well as how I define different forms of relationships. Um, been leaning into my queerness, if you will. And I would say, too, doing a lot of shadow work on top of that, right? So, some things I would love to talk to you guys about is my queerness and shadow work and glamour. So, as we all know, when it kind of comes to glamour magic, I think a lot of people think it's like how you beat your face, which for me it is. But I feel like glamour magic, especially leaning more into my queerness, I've really gotten close to just, our seeing eye versus our astral eye. Um, what I mean by that is essentially that I've kind of learned, and I'm still learning how to give myself that energy that I want people to see from me. Um, for one, I got my nails done recently. Nail cam shot, nail cam shot, nail cam shot. And I actually had them put the sigil of Lilith on them. As you can tell too, these are the colors of the trans flag. And as a queer person that is closer to, I would say, genderqueer, non-binary, pronouns are she, they, they, fair. Don't really care which one you pick. I don't know. I'm just kind of happy about it. But doing this kind of work with my nails, while getting my nails done, I was intentionally, saying the Dark Mother's Prayer as they were doing the sigil on top of it. And this gives me a boost of energy, kind of like me saying hello to Lilith, hello to Ishtar, hello to Inanna, hello to Erishkigal, to essentially pour into that glamour, to pour into myself these changes that I am feeling, how to grow from pain, how to come back again, how to learn from my mistakes, but also how maybe you can't see them all. I would say too, a lot of my work identifying myself, identifying my soul, identifying my body, and decorating my temple by getting some beautiful triple goddess work done recently has been very much a beautiful, fulfilling prophecy. I'm coming into myself. I'm really focusing on a lot of shadow work in the sense of, at least for me, I'm looking at how I define myself as a person, working with the goddess Kali Ma oracle to kind of push myself into the Dark Mother's arms to understand who I am. Because the way she embraces me is how I should embrace myself. The way I've done this work for her is my way of saying that I'm embracing myself to the fullest. It's kind of like taking a lot of the self-hate, the negativity, the trauma and pain that I've gone through and channeling it in a way to do a comeback. Hence, doing the work of the Lilith sigil from astrology. I would say too, a lot of me like understanding myself is honestly been adapting more to astrology, understanding the moon cycles, understanding like how I'm affected by the moon as we are affected by the moon, um, and guiding myself more to like my own journey. It's been very much like the devil card, like getting close to my temptations, but also my liberations. Understanding who I am has also been understanding what I don't like about myself and what I want to change about myself, what I want to transform, which kind of like pushed me further into like understanding my own identity, you know? I think people like to think that like doing shadow work is supposed to be this big crazy traumatic thing, and I mean, yeah, it can be. It's very much like that for some people, but for myself, I've just been doing this while getting back into my hobbies and what I love to do, you know, um, prior to being in an toxic environment. um, I've been learning to adapt more to what's going on around me by asking more questions. So, like, if I'm confused at work, um, I try to ask more questions in the sense of like, okay, how can I do better at this? I'm noticing these things. How can I do more? Another thing with my art, um, a lot of you know that like my background is definitely in graphic design. I love designing, but I'm not in love with designing. You know what I mean? It's not design, it's me. Um, I don't identify as being a designer. I know how to do that work because I've been trained to, and I went to school for that, and I have a degree in that. But that's not all of me. That's not all of my identity. Um, so when starting a whole new job, I started like lettering again, which I still love to do, but I haven't gotten back into being in love with drawing letters recently. So I've been changing my focus over to drawing the gods. I'm also getting into drawing queer people of color because I think some of like the issues I was having with my own self, with the own sense of myself, was not being able to see other creators of color. This also comes to at a time in my life where like I'm shifting more, into understanding who I am. And a part of that outside of just gender identity is just embracing, the beautiful aspects of Sydney, of Crafton, of Beautiful Martyr, whatever that is at this point. It's more so like, it's like I'm the plant and I needed to learn how to water myself. I had to kind of do this kind of hiatus period to essentially get back to me. And that's kind of why I'm like coming back and on a video with you guys right now, because like I'm feeling so much closer to me than I did, you know, 8 months ago, even. Um, which is crazy, but also an incredible journey of like a lot of pitfalls, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and a lot of in between times. Um, I had to definitely learn how to guide myself out of darkness, not in the sense that darkness is a bad thing, but there were times that I was like overcasting myself with more shadow feelings. Um, and it was starting to make it more traumatic for me to embrace who I was, because it's kind of like, instead of like having this double-edged sword, it's kind of like putting the entire sword through you, and these pieces are still sticking out. All this babble, all this rant, all this, things to say that I'm coming back into myself. I'm embracing the colors of the wind, as Pocahontas would say. I'm embracing more of my own peace, my own serenity. And I'm trying to figure out what's the next part of me. What's the next thing to do? People who have hella Capricorn placements, you will know we're very ambitious people and we're always looking for the next thing to do. But I'm also looking for the next thing to believe in, being myself. I'm looking forward to how I work with that energy of the Dark Mother to take me past my ego, to banish parts of that, all of that, to give myself more of an understanding of who I am. And sorry that was like such a melodramatic kind of rant there, but I feel like it's good to be this open and honest, because I feel like I've always been a very honest person, but there's still so many things that like I was like hiding from myself. I was like glamoring, the things that were happening to me so that people, wouldn't know, wouldn't need to know, wouldn't have to understand. But in general, I feel like as a Black woman, as a queer person, how intersectional my identity is as being a queer Black witch, it's important that I open my mouth so that other people of color, or even just other people who don't feel loved or wanted in their communities, can still have a voice, to feel like they still have a voice and can be who they want to be. Now, with all this said, I don't know what I want to do next with this channel. Because I've been like drawing the gods lately, I've been trying to like fill up my sketchbook. So I'm thinking about doing some like maybe draw with me kind of content. I'm thinking of like getting more into showing you guys how I paint, how I draw, how I craft, if you will. And I feel as though that's a good way for me to kind of like start out into the next part of my journey with this channel. I really do want to get back into making videos. I'm not going to try and push myself to do more than like 2 videos a month. If I do more than that, great. But my goal is to just do 2 videos a month. So if you guys have like any, suggestions or anything specific you've been kind of wanting to see from me, definitely leave like some commentary below so that I can kind of like figure out what would be the next move. I really think too it'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't have like the live option since I don't have a lot of followers. So maybe once I get to enough followers, I can start doing like paint with me lives. I don't mind pulling cards for people. I still feel like an auntie in the occult. I still feel like, if you ever need to talk about something, you can always book a reading with me. Or if you just need something to talk about, something that's been weighing on your mind, you can always reach out. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So there's a lot of ways that you can connect with me if you're looking for that. But overall, man, like I'm happy. I'm happy for the first time in my like life, it seems like. And as weird as that is to say, it's still nice to know that I'm slowly getting over these obstacles. I'm slowly getting over these humps. I'm learning to take things as they may. Being somebody who is under the, you know, the technically trans umbrella for being a non-binary person, especially getting my nails done in the colors of the trans flag, it's been very important to me to look to my trans family, my queer family, to, get more understanding of who I am. And life, especially as a witch, especially in the occult, is a spiral path. I'm understanding things more about my identity now that I've kind of always known, but I just buried deep. So, kind of with that all to say, I'm here, I'm back, I'm coming back. Stay tuned for more work from Crafted Magic, Sydney. But blessed be and have a good day.